Hello YouTube, today is the 27th of February 2015 and today's an exciting day for me because I recently came upon some money and I decided to treat myself a little bit. So I have with me here stuff from Amazon and I will be opening it up and unboxing it for all of you and installing it into my computer here. When you saw my build video for this computer that I did about a year ago, there was a lot of empty spaces in it. Now I have stuff to fill it up. I decided to do this for various reasons, and I won't go into too much detail here. But that's not why you're watching this video. You're watching this video to see the unboxing. So let's not waste any time here. I will turn the camera down. So here it is from Amazon. Got the knife to open it up. First item I got was an Arctic Freezer i11 CPU cooler. This is for 150 watt CPUs. I've just got a Core i3 which is 54 watts, so this thing should have no trouble keeping this cool. And I did measure the inside of my case and it should fit according to my measurements. And you might be able to see what I have in here. This is the video card that I bought. It is right side up here. It's an EVGA GT3 or GT740 super clocked with 2 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. I got it upside down here. I'll put my tripod up a little bit so you get a little better view here of what I'm doing. I'm on the floor. I open up the wrong end. There's a cardboard divider in there that's keeping everything from falling out. Here it comes. It's in bubble wrap. That's my furnace going in the background. It's below zero tonight here in Iowa. It's very cold. It's been unusually cold for this time of year. I'll grab it here by the So here's the card. Got a little fan here that goes wee. And then I've got 2 DVI ports and a mini HDMI card, or a mini HDMI port on this thing here. I'll take the plastic off of it. And I will set this aside, and then I will go and do the unbox the Arctic. So first thing we see in the box, this looks like a EVGA 1150 mounting bracket for going on the back of the CPU or on the back of the motherboard. And then here it is in all of its glory, the Freezer i11. Ooh, we have a bent fin here. I don't think that'll impact it too much. But yeah, this is the i11. And then it's got a 4-pin header for PWM control, and it's got a 92mm fan on it. And then it's got this little warning sticker on it. Please peel off label before use. So I will do that. And then buried in here in this cardboard, we have thermal compound. And so this is the stuff that we put on the heatsink. So now the reason why I'm getting the i11 here is that the stock heatsink that comes with Intel processors, they work just fine, but they're very noisy when they ramp up, and it got really annoying listening to this thing speed up, speed down, speed up, speed down. So I decided to go with something a little different, and I figure something that's really big will do a very good job of not letting it get too hot, so that the fan doesn't have to amp up in the first place. And this fan on here, it says it's rated at 22 dBms, which is pretty quiet. Now the reason why it's been going up and down is because I actually did go out, and third thing I got at Best Buy was some proper video editing software. So in the time being, and then here's the mounting hardware. You can get this with either Intel or AMD options on it. Okay, so I'll open up the case to my computer here. This is upside down, which I don't like. Oh well. Actually, I'll spin this around here. Well, actually you won't be able to see what I have printed out here. And so this is the innards of the system. I'll take the camera down here a little bit. And I will tilt this down so that you can see inside the case. If you do notice in here, I do have a 620 in here. I put a 620 in there because I wanted the HDMI for because I do have an HD TV. But the problem is that I found is that the 620, it can't run the HD TV and my main monitor at the same time and have it run smoothly. It likes to get really jerky. So that's the main reason why I'm upgrading to a better CPU. And then here's the stock heatsink. So I will grab a screwdriver and I will start undoing the screws on the back of the case here so that I can get the 620 out. So this is a Silverstone PS09 case, mini ATX or ATX mini micro ATX, whatever it's called. It's a nice case, but the thing that I don't like about this case is that you have to undo all 4 screws to get this shield plate off in order to actually do anything. So you've got all 4 cards loose at once. But I will take the 620 out here if I can figure out how to unhook it here. Here we go. So this is the GeForce 620, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the new heatsink in here before I put the 740 in. And so to get the heatsink off, well, first we'll unplug it. It's just a simple plug, and then to get these off, you got to undo each of these 4 clips. I keep wanting to go the wrong way in the camera. Pull up. So that is out of the way. And I'll have to go and get something to clean off the grease off of here, so I will be right back. It's a tight squeeze, but it will fit in there, so I have to get the back off of this thing, and I have to figure out how I'm going to put the mounting bracket on the back. Okay, so I'm back on camera here. I've got the back of the case off, and this is the cutout in the motherboard tray for heatsink. This is one of the reasons why I got this case, was because it had a very nice cutout tray on the back here, so that, or a cutout in the tray, so that you could mount a third-party heatsink, and it looks like it goes on here this way. So that is now in place. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to how to secure it on here. Okay, so after having looked at these brackets for a while, I kind of figured out that they kind of go on here like this. It's the only way that they'll fit. And in order to get this in here, I'm going to have to take the fan off. It looks like it just clips on there, but I've got 4 little screws. If I can find the 4th one here. I got 3. Here's the 4th one. So I'll go ahead. Clunk. And I'll put these on. 3rd screw going down. You may have, if you watch my older videos, you'll notice that in a lot of them my computer is running and then doing it, you hear this annoying whining sound. And those were the fans off of the power supply, because it had 2 large 80mm fans that spun at high speeds. And I did find a roll of electrical tape, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit off, like this. And I'm just going to go across like this, and so now this is going to stay there while I can work on it from the top, and you can all see me put it in place. Okay, so we've got thermal compound here. This is the Arctic Freezer brand. Put just a little bit on there. That should be more than enough to get across all of it. And then put this down so that it's just resting on there real gently. Now hopefully with my magnetic screwdriver here I can flip these through the hole for 1150 and find my way down in here. Am I grabbing? I'm grabbing, so yeah, I've got it. Now I do get the whole idea of gradually tightening these down. It is mentioned in the instructions that once you get it firm, well, there's really not much in the way of instructions, it's just pictures. But it mentions, at least through the pictures, that once you get it in there, to go about quarter turn. We're a little off center here. Now we're centered up. Carefully guide it down. And get it into the hole. I need to back off these just a little bit here. Final screw going in the hole. I'm finger feeling these as I tighten these up. I'm not wrenching the screwdriver at all. I'm just going very, very gently. And I think I have applied a good amount of torque on each one. I'll just go and double check each one. Make sure that I'm got an even feel for each of the 4 screws. I need to lighten this one up just a little bit here. that is in place. And so now to pop the fan back on. The fan is in place. I'll come around here. And I'll finger feel my way here. Fan connector is kind of way down in here in the corner. So yeah, the fan connector is right under here. You can't see it unfortunately, but I've got just enough room with my fingers to maneuver. So now the Arctic Freezer i11 is installed in this computer. And so, last thing to do now is to install the GT740. Okay, so we've got everything in there. The fan on here turns freely. So this is a very lovely case, but this is the one thing about it that I don't like so much. Is you gotta do this, and then you gotta do all these. And of course I dropped the first screw. Dropped it again. Maybe if I use the magnetic head, that'll help. That always helps. Third screw going in. So if you're ever wondering how to do cable management in a micro ATX case, what I did with my case was I took all the cables, since I don't have a modular power supply, and I just put them into an empty drive bay underneath my DVD-R drive. And that's how I keep my cables out of the way in these kind of cases. So now I've got it hooked up and ready to go. I've got the side of the case off, so that when it powers up, it should, if anything goes wrong, I can see and tweak and do whatnot. Seeing as how this already has NVIDIA and EVGA software on it, it should come up no problem. I do have the software that was with that with the package. It also comes with a little mini or a DVI to VGA converter too. So I will angle this so that you can see the screen, and hopefully when I push the power button here, if you can see me, yes, you can see my finger on the power button right there. It should fire up here. There it goes. Monitor's coming up. DVI. Well, we know the card works. Starting Windows, it's in VGA mode. So yeah, I think I will have to update drivers on this. But it is going, so we know the video card works. I'm going to restart and go into the BIOS and see what our CPU temperature is at. Entering setup, it says 31 degrees Celsius, so that's very cool. That's only about 80 degrees or so. Okay, I've had the card up running for a bit. I just ran Unigine Valley benchmark on it. I should have done this on the old card, but I didn't think to. But as you can see, I got a score of just under 1300, 1299. Now with the 620, I was getting in the mid 450s, so that's a big improvement. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see, I'm going to test out the Arctic cooler and see how good of a job that does. Well, I've loaded up a file into Handbrake, and as you can see, it's got the CPU pegged at 100%, and now the new cooler here. I'll pan over here. 122. That's much better than what it was running with the old stock heatsink. When I would do stuff with Handbrake, it would get up to around 70. So that's a 20-degree improvement. So I'm much happy with that. Okay, so now this is what I got this card for. I've got one HD stream going, the Carson Daly Show on my TV through the VGA monitor, or through the VGA hookup here. If I hit input and cruise around to RGB PC, you'll see it pop back up. And then if I spin over here, I have the Linus video going, both HD and both are playing smooth, and that was the big reason why I got this card. Okay, so with everything going here, I am happy with what I have seen so far. Right now, at least within the first hour or so, I can't think of anything wrong with what's been installed and how it's working. So I'm happy with what I got, and thanks for watching. I'm going to actually put this video together and post it on YouTube for all you to watch.